Hi and welcome in our channel Alive Inc. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe for our future videos, and thank you very much in advance.
Many aspiring writers dream of getting their work published by one of the biggest publishing houses, imagining their book on bestseller lists, sold in major bookstores, and perhaps even adapted into a movie or series. But how much money can writers really expect to make from writing novels and short stories with the biggest publishers? Is it a path to financial success or a labor of love that pays off only for a select few? In this video, we'll take a deep dive into the world of traditional publishing, focusing on how much writers make when they partner with major publishing houses. We'll explore advances, royalties, and the various factors that determine an author's income. Additionally, we'll look at real-life examples, the financial realities for short story writers, and whether it's possible to make a full-time living as a novelist or short story writer. 1. Advances. What are they, and how much can writers expect? When writers sign a book deal with a major publishing house, the first thing they typically receive is an advance. An advance is a lump sum paid to the writer before the book is published. It's essentially an upfront payment that serves as a guarantee that the publisher believes the book will sell well enough to cover the amount paid. The range of advances vary widely depending on several factors, including the author's previous success, the genre of the book, and the publisher's expectations for the book sales. For debut authors, advances can range anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000, while established authors, particularly those with a history of bestsellers, can command advances in the 6 or even 7-figure range. Small advances under $10,000. These are common for debut authors or mid-list authors, those who aren't bestsellers but still have a following. In many cases, the publisher is taking a chance on a new voice, and the lower advance reflects the financial risk. Mid-range advances $10,000 to $100,000. Many authors fall into this range, especially if they've had moderate success with previous books or are debuting in a competitive genre like romance or thriller. A 5-figure advance can provide a decent financial cushion, though it's important to note that this amount is spread out over time. High advances $100,000 plus. These are reserved for authors with proven track records, those who have built a significant audience, or for books that the publisher believes will be a commercial hit. Best-selling authors like Stephen King or James Patterson, for example, are likely to receive advances well into the 7-figure range for new projects. B. How advances work. An advance is usually paid out in installments, such as 1. Upon signing the contract, 2. Upon delivery of the manuscript. 3. Upon publication of the book. It's important to note that an advance is an advance against future royalties. This means that the author will not receive any royalty payments until the book has sold enough copies to earn back the advance amount, a process known as earning out. C. What happens if the book doesn't earn out? If the book doesn't sell enough copies to cover the advance, the author doesn't have to pay it back. The publisher takes the financial hit. However, a failure to earn out an advance can affect the author's future book deals, as publishers will be more cautious about offering large advances in the future. 2. Royalties, a percentage of the profits. Once a book earns out its advance, the author begins to receive royalties, which are a percentage of the sales revenue from each copy sold. The royalty rate depends on the format of the book: hardcover, paperback, ebook, and the terms of the contract. A. Standard royalty rates. Hardcover, typically 10 to 15% of the book's retail price. Paperback, typically 5 to 7% of the book's retail price. Ebook, typically 25% of the publisher's net revenue. For example, if a hardcover book is priced at $25 and the royalty rate is 10%, the author will earn $2.50 for each copy sold. If a paperback is priced at $15 and the royalty rate is 7%, the author will earn $1.05 per copy. For books where the publisher receives around 70% of the retail price, the author's 25% royalty translates into about $1.75 on a $10 ebook. B. Factors that influence royalties. Royalties can be influenced by several factors. Negotiation power. Established authors or those with agents skilled in negotiation may secure higher royalties. International sales. If the book sells internationally, royalties may vary by region and distribution channel. Film, TV adaptations. If a book is adapted for film or television, authors often receive a cut of the proceeds, though these negotiations can vary widely. 3. The mid-list author reality. While bestsellers get a lot of attention, the majority of traditionally published authors are what the industry calls mid-list authors. These authors may have solid followings, but they don't often hit the bestseller lists or receive massive advances. Mid-list authors often receive advances in the $5,000 to $50,000 range and may make a modest living from their writing, though many supplement their income with other jobs. A mid-list author might earn around $5,000 to $30,000 a year from book royalties, depending on how well their books sell. While this is a respectable amount, it's important to note that it's difficult to live on these earnings alone, especially when you consider that many authors only publish a book every 1 to 3 years. For short stories, is there money to be made? The market for short stories is smaller and less lucrative than the novel market, but there are still opportunities for writers to earn money. Short stories are often published in literary magazines, anthologies, or online publications, and the payment structure varies widely. A. Literary magazines and anthologies. Many literary magazines pay per word, with rates typically ranging from 1 cent to 25 cents per word. High-paying magazines like The New Yorker can pay up to $1 per word, but these are extremely competitive markets. A 5,000-word story at 10 cents per word would earn the writer $500. A 10,000-word story at 25 cents per word would earn the writer $2,500. For most writers, short stories aren't a significant source of income, but they can help build a reputation, provide creative outlets between novels, and serve as a stepping stone to more lucrative projects. B. Self-published short stories. Some authors self-publish their short stories, often compiling them into collections or selling them individually online. Self-published short stories typically sell for 99 cents to $2.99, with authors keeping 70% of the revenue. While the profit margin is higher than traditional publishing, it's still difficult to make a living from self-published short stories unless an author has a large and loyal readership. 5. Film, TV, and foreign rights. The big payoff. One of the biggest financial windfalls for authors comes from selling film, TV, or foreign rights. These deals can provide a significant boost to an author's income, especially if a book becomes a successful adaptation. A. Film and TV options. When a book is optioned for film or TV, the author receives an upfront payment, usually in the $5,000 to $100,000 range, depending on the project. If the option is picked up and the film or series is produced, the author typically receives additional payments as well as a percentage of the profits. For successful adaptations, these deals can bring in millions of dollars. For example, J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series, has earned hundreds of millions from the film adaptations of her books. Similarly, George R. Martin earned millions from the Game of Thrones TV series adaptation, along with a substantial cut of the profits from merchandise and other related ventures. B. Foreign rights sales. Selling foreign rights allows authors to reach new audiences and earn additional income. For authors with significant international appeal, foreign rights deals can add tens of thousands or even millions of dollars to their earnings. Popular genres like romance, thrillers, and fantasy tend to perform well in international markets. 6. How do literary agents factor into this? Most authors working with major publishing houses have literary agents who negotiate their contracts and ensure they receive fair compensation. Literary agents typically take 15% of domestic earnings and 20% of foreign rights or film, TV deals. While this percentage may seem steep, many authors view their agents as essential for securing better deals, navigating the complexities of contracts, and managing the business side of publishing. 7. Can you make a full-time living as a writer? For most writers, making a full-time living solely from writing novels or short stories is challenging. According to a survey by the Authors Guild, the median income for full-time authors in the U.S. is around $20,300, which is well below the poverty line in many parts of the country. This figure includes not just book sales, but also income from speaking engagements, teaching, and freelance writing. The writers who do make substantial incomes from their work tend to fall into one of two categories. Best-selling authors, those who write blockbuster novels that sell millions of copies. Prolific authors, those who consistently publish multiple books a year, often in popular genres like romance, thriller, or science fiction. For most authors, writing is a passion that may supplement their income rather than serve as their sole source of financial support. Conclusion: the financial reality for writers. Writing novels and short stories for major publishing houses can be financially rewarding for a select few, but the majority of authors face a more modest reality. While advances and royalties provide a source of income, it's rare for authors to earn a full-time living from their work unless they're best-selling or highly prolific. For most writers, the key to success is persistence, creativity, and a deep passion for storytelling, with financial rewards being a secondary, albeit welcome, benefit. If you're considering a career in writing, it's important to balance your expectations and understand that while it's possible to make a good living, it often requires years of hard work, a strong understanding of the business, and sometimes a bit of luck. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. And see you all in the next video.